So I'm going to look at a couple of examples of how you can apply this in practice. First, induction graduates, then leadership. So this was an induction website we built for a large oil and gas company, and the process for this was radically different. Instead of just dumping content into a site, spent a lot of time talking to people, finding out what they really needed when they first join an organization, what's really going to help them. And some of that was really simple stuff, like just guidance on how to use your computer. Very demoralizing if you can't get that working. And a lot of it was advice from peers. And then understanding how things connect together. And fact sheets. Top right, why put a load of stuff in a module when you don't have to patronize people? Just give them all the information if they really want it. Those sorts of resources will be consumed. This then for graduates wanting much more kind of feedback. So it's a gamified system. You get points, there's a leaderboard, you can comment on something. But again, everything is broken down into simple resources that help you actually do things that you're trying to do. So you can see the organization's perspective on the left, kind of capabilities, but you can see the individual's perspective, which has been interleaved under that. So the actual tasks that people are trying to do day to day. And then everything in a one-page format, 20-second videos, one-page guides, simple advice, simple actionable advice. How about leadership? Here's another example. Everything you need to know as a transitioning leader on a single page. Very important that when you transition into a leadership role, you get the right advice up front. So it's a collection of guidance. You can see checklists there. You can see the common mistakes that people make. There's a leadership phrase book. A lot of people are very confused by what it means to be a leader. How do you know what's the right thing to put on this page? Well, the answer is you don't talk to the SMEs necessarily. You can involve the SMEs, but you start with the audience. You do audience analysis. You talk to them. You find out what their experience is like. You find out what's the blockers and the enablers to their performance, and you build backwards from that. Things that can help them. So questions to ask their manager, questions to ask peers, really helpful, printable, usable stuff. And in addition, you can make it even more usable by putting on an app, as we did, and you can integrate feedback, which actually starts to drive people's learning and behavior in a positive direction. What about knowledge sharing? Well, this is a site that we built, 2,500 videos, 660,000 visits to this site. All about knowledge sharing, and it's a combination of kind of curating external content and editorial and actually creating content which helps people. But the same principle applies. I mean, if your video site is not being used, it's probably because those videos aren't really useful. So spend the time working with the audience, find out what they really need to actually support their performance, and then build the content in a really accessible, usable way, which is actually going to help them get the job done.